What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone is doing okay in this time of the corona pandemic. Guys, please take care of yourself. But today, in the midst of all this crap going on, we have a very special guest joining the 33 Club. I'm super excited about this. And I want to give you guys a little backbone to this individual before we get into the vlog. When I started the 33 Club, it was just a way to showcase other DJs and producers. And it went over really well. A lot of people are interested in doing it, and it helps other DJs, bedroom DJs, and producers get their name out there, because I really feel like the whole idea behind the 33 Club was to showcase all these amazing producers and DJs that no one really knows about. And what that's done is it's actually opened a lot of doors for me. I've met other producers, I've met other awesome DJs, but I've also met people who have their own record labels, like Larry Saladen, who I've had on the 33 Club, but also coming from Mixa Records today is Tim. He's a native to Colorado Springs, which is really cool because I'm from Colorado Springs. He actually lives in Florida right now. This is so amazing because doing the 33 Club has actually helped me get signed to these labels and get my name out there as a producer and DJ too. So I'm very, very grateful for everyone that's been on the show. For those of you who are watching it, thank you for sharing these videos as much as possible. Keep sharing these videos and just get some of your friends, if you know other DJs and producers that are killing it and they need help getting exposure, throw them my way. Message me at SKEDDYofficial@gmail.com. Find me on Instagram, social media, Facebook, and I will respond to you as soon as possible, as fast as possible, to get some amazing people on the show. Okay guys, before I forget, I want to inform you about something which is really cool. I've had some awesome tracks come out. We have the 11th hour that just came out with Mixa Records. 3 really twisted bass house type of tracks. I love them. My favorite is Bounce That Booty.
Hit it, girl, just bounce that booty.
And then I actually had another album come out on April 11th. I haven't really promoted it, but I'm going to do that now. It's so amazing. I call it Twisted Bass Sounds, and it sounds like G House. There's a little bit of Twisted House influences in there as well. Go ahead and grab it. It's on Spotify. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to the Spotify. And then it's on iTunes, Google Play, Deezer. God, there's so many platforms it's on right now, and it is killing it. Make sure you also go to my Etsy store, SKEDDY World, because you can pick up some SKEDDY merch as well as the new album, Twisted Bass Sounds. We have some amazing shirts on there, and there are both male and female options as well. Thank you guys. Before I keep going on this stupid, silly rant, let's go ahead and kick off the vlog.
Hit it, girl, just bounce that booty.
What's going on, everyone? As I mentioned, we have someone local coming from my neck of the woods, which I'm super excited about. This guy, Tim, he's coming from Colorado Springs, where I am a local too. I love Colorado Springs. I love everything about Colorado, but he's actually in Florida, and I'll let you tell the guys a little bit more about that, Tim. But guys, we have Tim from Mixa here to join the 33 Club today. Tim, go ahead. I'm going to throw it right over to you. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. First of all, I appreciate it. Always good to give the CS some love back. You know,
Yeah.
Born and raised. Mixa Records, man. We've been doing our thing here in Florida for a year. Actually, just passed a year 2 days ago. So that was kind of exciting, and just kind of started this thing, putting music on SoundCloud, you know, good music, you know, putting stuff out, and it's grown and it's grown, and now it's kind of taken off in a little bit of a way. So it's pretty fun stuff.
And I'm super excited. For those of you guys who just found out, tuned in, you've been following me on Instagram as well as Mixa. I just got signed to Mixa with my very first EP. Like, huge shout out to you, Tim. Thank you so much for getting me signed to your label. But I'm super excited about that. Like, we've been partnering up quite a bit, pushing it on social media very hard. And we've got on some playlists. A lot of my friends have reached out to me and people that have followed me that they really like this EP. So I'm excited to work with you more, and I don't know if you want to say this, but we have something in the works for the near future, right?
A couple things, hopefully, right?
Yeah,
We're,
exactly.
we're looking for you to be kind of a regular guy for us. Every couple of months we're putting something hot out from SKEDDY.
Oh,
You know.
awesome. Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I'm going to send something else your way. This one has been like a secret weapon of mine, and I think you're going to love it. So, guys, stay tuned for that. But I want to dive right into you because that's what the 33 Club is about. For those of you guys who don't know what it's about, it's a way for DJs, producers, record labels to get their name out there and find people and just network as much as possible. So, Tim, I'm going to throw it right over to you. Tell me a little bit about yourself, either as a DJ and/or producer.
Yeah, so mostly I'm a DJ. I started back in '95, bought some 1200s and financed them, I should say, and paid for them forever. And they're actually still sitting here. I still play on the original 1200s from 20 something years ago. We used to throw parties in Colorado Springs, and then I moved to Phoenix and did a bunch of DJing there. Traveled all over playing records, and back when it was records, not the digital world. Lugging fly cases through the airport.
Well, I see behind you your massive collection of vinyls, man. Like, yeah. Holy cow, that's pretty amazing.
That's a lot of digging through crates, listening to bad records to find the good ones.
Dude, that's OG status right there. Like, I have a few vinyls myself, and those things are heavy. And I can only imagine like being a DJ back in the day and having to carry all those things around. It's crazy. As a producer, what is some of your producing styles? Like, what are some things that you're working on or different genres that you're really trying to produce yourself?
For me, I'm a bass house, electro house, kind of venture into some future house here and there, occasional big room, but mostly bass house, electro house. But always that banging, peak hour stuff.
It sounds like you've been DJing for about 25 years.
Yeah, genres that have come and gone, some remain, but like that hard house sound from back in the day, that's kind of gone.
So, like 25 years, do you find yourself like going back to a genre that you just love over these years? What's your favorite?
I like that classic house. That classic house, and then I also love the breaks. Gotta have the break beats.
When you're mixing music, and I can only imagine for the time if you've been DJing like 20 plus years, what's your genre that you typically mix? Like if you're to plug in a USB right now or bust out vinyls, like what is your to-go set style?
Well, I mean, I went under DJ Energy, right? So I always had the pumping house music, the banging stuff. Right now, I'd probably have an electro house if I had to go-to. Some peak hour electro house probably be what it would sound like. Lots of build-ups, crazy drops, tons of energy.
Man, I would call it, you're kind of like, you're an OG for sure as a DJ because you've been doing it for quite some time. So with that like being said, in 2020, do you have like your top 3 favorite DJs of the year?
Bad Boy Bill, not sure the order. Bad Boy Bill, Laid Back Luke, and DJ Dan.
You throwing out some kind of OG DJs out there, which I really like, because nowadays I feel, I'm just going to be honest, I might get some heat for this, but it seems like everyone nowadays, I don't want to say everyone, but half of DJs are either traditional style, they mix on the fly, or you have DJs who are pre-recorded sets, which just like irks me, right? Yeah. So that's why I love how you threw out those OG DJs like Laid Back Lude. But do you have any producers from, when you started or currently that you think are just killing it this year?
Well, have you heard the new Joyride came out yesterday? Oh,
no.
My goodness gracious.
It good?
Is so good. Yeah, it's, I think, 20 tracks or something like that. Just came out yesterday. Unbelievable music. Unbelievable.
Well, let's jump right into the label because I'm sure people are wondering, what is Miksa? Tell us a little bit about why you started it. What was the process when you originally started it? What were you looking for? And then what are you looking for now?
Like I said, we just kind of started doing this thing. I had my best friend from the Springs pass away almost a couple years ago now, and that kind of inspired this thing. We started putting out the music that we like, and it's just kind of taken off. Now we've just made the move to where we're releasing, in stores, and Spotify just started in January. We're already up to 7 releases, and We've got, I think, 4 loaded up through June right now. One from SKEDDY in the works already.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. So, got to keep that going. But
I'm super
yeah,
stoked, man.
we are too, because the 11th hour is already killing it. So we're excited for the next one for sure. We gear more towards bass house, electro house, anything that's moving. And it's growing, man. We're building quite a roster of talented artists in just a short amount of time, and looking to add to that too. So anybody out there, definitely send us your stuff.
Yeah, for those of you guys, I mentioned this to some of you that might be watching. Please send me your tracks, send me your private SoundCloud links so I can send them over to Tim at Mixa. He's been pushing really hard to build this label, and I want to support that as much as possible. But who else do you have on the label? Like, there's Twist, who's local as well. And I feel like he's just like killing it, in my opinion. I listen to his stuff and then I listen to mine and I'm like, oh god, like I got so much work to do. But I just think he's a really good like producer. Who else do you have?
So we have a guy named Thorn that's coming out next. He's coming out on Friday with a track called Regrets. We've got a song called Too Cocky by DJ Mateos that's coming out a couple weeks after that. We've recently signed a couple of guys, Hard Mike and Cheeks Clappin'. So Hard Mike is from Chicago and Cheeks Clappin' is in Arizona. April 10th, April 24th, May 8th, 22nd into June. So we're moving right along.
And guys, make sure to stay tuned on my social media to check out those release dates. Tim, if you wouldn't mind, please tag me in those with those releases, and I'm going to push those super, super hard. And so we've talked a little bit about the label. Mixa's looking for bass house, electro house, things that are just booming. Is there anything else, like if someone's interested in getting signed with you, do you have tips and suggestions for them on how they can get signed with you?
Yeah, I would say just keep sending us stuff. We get back to everybody. If they, if you send us something, we're going to let you know one way or the other. If we receive something and we don't release it, just keep sending more.
What Tim is saying is really, really great advice. Like, just keep sending your tracks, and you're going to get that one that just like blows up and sparks with the label. And I've sent Tim tracks that he was like, oh, like it's good, but we're going to go in this direction, right? So even though like I've sent you stuff, we've had to go in different directions with what we want to do, right?
Yeah, you can't be discouraged, because we've had some that we didn't necessarily agree on, but we've got 4 in the works, and more coming after that, hopefully. And with producing, you got to just keep honing your craft. You just got to keep working on it, and maybe you're not ready yet, but a year from now, 2 years from now, you keep submitting demos, and then things start taking off.
And I was like, oh, like what about this track, and what about this track to like for the another EP. And you're giving me advice, and for those of you guys who are watching, like, take that advice pretty serious, because like Tim, he's been doing DJing for 25 years. He pretty much knows what he's talking about, what works and what doesn't work, and what's going to work in a club, right? So I'm glad you said that. Sorry for going on a huge rant, but I thought that was really great information that you just pushed off. Back to the label of Mixa. How does one go about sending you their track and getting their information to you?
You can catch us on all of our socials. We're pretty active on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can also email us directly at recordsmixa@gmail.com. You can send us tracks directly, or you can even hit us up through SoundCloud if you want.
Awesome.
We release every week on SoundCloud, just whether it's a mix or a mashup, pretty much every other week in the stores and Spotify, stuff like that.
So this one is one of my favorite questions, because you've been in the game for quite a long time, being a DJ, and you're starting your own label. What advice do you have for bedroom DJs and producers who are looking to get signed for the first time?
Probably the best advice is make sure you're ready. You don't want to start sending out a bunch of garbage. Make sure you're ready before you do start blasting it out to everywhere. And it takes a little time. There's a lot of guys and girls that have been out there forever doing it, and it takes a while to get up to their level for sure. So make sure you're ready before you start blasting it out to everybody.
100% correct, and I can 100% relate to that, because I remember the first track that I submitted to a label. I went back and listened to it like a year later, and I was like, what did I do? It was so embarrassing to listen to it. What are your top 3 goals as a record label for this year, 2020?
That's a tough question right now with the way things are at the moment. You know, it's almost the world is on pause with everything that's going on. In terms of music, I just want to keep building up our roster of artists, you know, quality artists that hopefully are going to, like you, put out multiple releases with us. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's our biggest goal right now. We'd like to get to where we're releasing every single week, but right now we're doing every other week just so we can put the right amount of promo into each release.
And you know, I was just thinking, as you were talking, do you have any other interest as a label to maybe start representing artists and start booking artists on that? Or are you just trying to stay a label?
At this point, it's just label, but you never know how things can kind of branch out.
So now we're going to get into kind of the personal questions about you and who you are, the things that you like. So these are rapid fires, and let's just get right into it. First question right here. What is your favorite animal?
Dog.
How come?
Probably just because I have one.
What kind of
I
dog
don't
do
know.
you
I
have?
wasn't ready with that one. What's that?
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a little. He's called a teddy bear. It's a Shih Tzu poodle.
Oh, cool, man. So what's your favorite food?
Pizza. I could eat pizza every day, every single day. Just had some right before we got on this Skype.
I'm going to take a leap of faith with this next question. I'm going to go black. Is that your favorite color?
I'd probably say blue.
And what about your favorite number?
2? 7. How about 7? Lucky
7.
number 7. There you
Okay.
go.
All right.
Mark Wahlberg? I don't know. His movies are pretty good.
What is your favorite genre of EDM?
I'd probably lean towards electro house. That tends to be where I search when I'm looking for music.
Okay, so you've been DJing for a very, very, very long time. What do you think is your biggest accomplishment as a DJ?
I guess just all the traveling I used to do. I mean, I used to travel all over the West Coast and Canada quite a bit. So that was a lot of fun. It's been a little while, but as a DJ, that was definitely the highlight.
Do you have a routine before your sets, before you DJ, or are you past that? Or maybe are you still superstitious about, doing something before a set?
No, back in the day, there was a lot of partying pre-set, but I don't do that so much anymore. So that was the main thing, just kind of had to cut that out, make sure you're playing middle of the night that you're able to throw down.
Do you get nervous at all anymore?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now. Like I said, I took a little break, now I'm back. Before I'd gotten used to it, I'd gotten to where I was playing for some pretty large crowds and didn't faze me. And then, you get that adrenaline rush afterwards or during, I guess, and you can't wait to do it again.
What is some favorite trends in the EDM world industry that you've seen that you like currently or previous?
First thing that comes to my mind, I guess, is the transition over to digital. There's obviously lots of pros and cons to that. Lots of arguments both ways, I guess, and I definitely have things that I don't like about it, but it has made life a lot simpler. Whether you're on the decks or whether you're traveling, you don't have to carry all this wax, it's made things a lot easier.
Oh, that's a good trend. I really like that. What do you think is a trend in the EDM scene currently that you want to see go away?
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the standing on the DJ, on the decks and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, exactly. You can do it from behind the decks without having to get up on the table, that kind of thing. But and the pre-recorded stuff, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. That's a really good one that needs to go away. And guys, in my opinion, and Tim, feel free to, offer your input and advice on this too, is I think that when you're DJing and then you're learning how to produce at the same time, they're working hand in hand, because as you're producing, what songs and how songs are built and how they grow and develop for drops. while you're mixing, and then you can kind of use them together. That's my opinion. What do you think about that? Do you think they work hand in hand with each other?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely find it as I'm producing that things, come together in a certain way, and it's like, yeah, that will work, or no, that won't work. you know.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel, experience from, working dance floors. You can tell, and I'll take that to the production side, and as you're, putting a song together, you can tell what's gonna work.
What is the most difficult thing as a DJ in your opinion?
I think just the saturation. There's so many. I saw a story where Paris Hilton said she learned everything there is to know about DJing in 6 months, and it just hit my head. So, but I mean, that's how it is out there. Anybody can grab a controller and say they're a DJ now. So it's tough to set yourself apart for sure. And it seems to only be getting harder with the way everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, because even though like on my introduction to these videos it says DJ and producer, I still think it's hard for myself to call myself a DJ and producer. That's what I'm doing, but when I think of a DJ and producer, I think of people like Tiesto, who's been producing, who's mastered it for X amount of years, X amount of time, and DJs like yourself who've been doing it for 20 plus years. Like, that's, in my opinion, a real DJ. So speaking of, what you can do to build your name, you're talking about booking as many gigs, get your name out there. That's my opinion for DJs and producers. Just try to saturate your name as much as possible in different areas. What advice do you have for aspiring DJs and producers who are trying to blow up?
Once you're ready, like we talked about, then I would really get my stuff out there a lot. There's no such thing as too much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Never know who's going to stumble across it somewhere. Once you're ready and you can put out quality stuff, then get it out there, get it everywhere.
Do you have a favorite like BPM you like to mix at, or are you all over the place?
126 to 128, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Pretty typical. Yeah.
Nice.
Probably closer to 126.
So you mentioned a little bit of Joyride that just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Who are, what are your top favorite songs of the year right now that you just feel like are killing it?
Bounce that booty, work that body.
Thanks, Ed.
Can I say that?
Yeah, definitely.
I was just checking out that Joyride right before we came on here. That's gonna be in heavy rotation for me. Yeah, I don't know, SKEDDY, right? 11th hour.
Let's keep pushing it. 11th hour. What type of DJ equipment do you use? I'm a Denon guy, and I'll probably always be Denon. Are you a Pioneer guy?
Pioneer, buddy. Sorry to say. Yeah.
No, that's all right.
No, I knew you were gonna be disheartened because I know you're a Denon guy. So.
I've turned down gigs because they didn't want me to bring my Prime 4 setup. And I was like, well, this is the only thing I know how to play on, and if you want it to sound good, I'm going to kill it on this Prime 4. And I've turned down gigs because they wanted me to use the Pioneer decks at the club. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't know why they would have a problem with you bringing it. I mean, unless they had an issue with their setup somehow, but I can see them saying, we're not going to provide it. But if you're bringing it, then that should be doable. But I guess it also depends on the relationship you have with the club. If they're throwing you a bone, then they maybe want you to just play what they got, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
When you're laid back, Luke, you can tell them Denon, or else I'm not coming. That's what it is.
My last question, this is my favorite question, because everyone has a story to tell and how they got where they're at today. What got you into DJing and wanted to just immerse yourself into the music industry?
I actually, when I was about 18, I started raving in Dallas when I was going to high school for about a year in Dallas, and met a bunch of guys and started going to raves, and ended up back in the Springs, and that's when I went and bought my 1200s and kind of been doing it ever since, But yeah, that's kind of where it all started for me, and then spent a lot of time in Denver and Boulder at the raves back in the 90s, Lots of fun there. And then we threw a lot of parties in the Springs too.
there you guys have it. That was 33 questions in a nutshell, but we have one more. This is one of my favorite ones, and this is going to be a really hard one to answer right now, Tim, but we could probably have you answer it on the social media side with Mixa. What big things do you have coming up in the near future? Obviously, not much with coronavirus.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
sucks.
man.
But talk to me about your plans. What do you have coming up for social media and releases on Spotify, X, Y, and Z? Throw it out there.
Yeah, so like I said, I got it here. We've got Regrets on the 10th of April. Too Cocky is April 24th. Can't wait for you to hear that one. We got a little SKEDDY something coming out on May the 8th, and then Puff Puff Pass is coming on May 22nd.
Nice.
So then, like I said, we do a DJ mix or mashup or something on SoundCloud every week.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man, if we can get out of this house, and back to normal living, we can do even bigger and better things. But for now, we're just gonna keep releasing great music, man.
Yep, totally. And it gives everyone an opportunity to hear it and put it in their sets for when we all get out of this quarantine issued crap. Guys, there you have it. Tim from Mixa. Please go check out his stuff. It is super awesome. He has some amazing releases coming out. And we'll put all that information in the description below. If you guys want to connect with Tim, his email and stuff will be in the description. But also reach out to me, and I'll make sure to put in some of his information and screenshot his info in this video as well. Tim, thank you so much for being on the 33 Club, and also just investing into me as an artist. Like, that means a lot to me, dude. It's helping me accomplish with what I want to do with my life this year and also in the future. Thank you for being a huge supporter, and also just having me on your label, dude.
Yeah, man, we're super excited. We like what you've been putting out, so keep those coming. And don't forget 11th Hour. Go grab it, stream it, put it on your playlist, tell your friends, everywhere.
Tell your mom, tell your friend's best mom. I don't know.
Grandma needs to download it too.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Spend that $1.29.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Tim, for your time being
buddy.
here. And it was a blast.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. All right, guys. There you have it. Thank you very much for tuning in to this 33 Club series with Tim. He's an amazing guy. And don't forget, if you're trying to get signed and you're very bass house, G house type of style, send your information my way, or you can get in contact with him as well. I'll put all of his information in the description below. He's really looking for some really top-notch people, guys, so don't feel afraid to send him your information and your demos as well. Thank you guys for tuning into this vlog series of the 33 Club. And until next time, and don't forget, stay tuned, hit the like, subscribe button, because I am posting new tracks, new albums pretty regularly, and keeping you guys posted with what I'm doing as a producer.
Hit it, girl, just bounce that booty. Booty, booty.